Hello children, welcome back. Today we are going to continue with our chapter. Till now what did we see? We were learning about Mr. Chesler and his life story. We came to know that his brother had died. Now we are going to continue with the story. A week later, passing the little street, I thought I would go in and tell him how splendidly the new boots fitted. But when I came to where his shop had been, his name was gone. So now in the previous lecture we saw that the author had got a few pairs of shoes from Mr. Chesler, and they were of the perfect fit, perfect quality, perfect shape. They were the best boots he had ever seen. So the author wanted to personally go and thank Mr. Chesler. But when the author reached the shop, Mr. Chesler's shop, he was surprised. He was shocked to see that the board which said Mr. Chesler was no longer there. I went in very much disturbed. In the shop, there was a young man with an English face. Means there was an Englishman over there. Mr. Chesler in? I said. No, sir, he said. No, but we can attend to anything with pleasure. We have taken the shop over. Yes, I said. But Mr. Chesler? So, the author was very surprised to see that the board of Chesler Brothers was not there. So he went inside and asked the man who was there inside the shop that where is Mr. Chesler? He said that he is not there, but if you need anything, we can help you. So the author said that yes, sure, but tell me where is Mr. Chesler? Oh, he answered, dead. That means Mr. Chesler had died. Dead? But I only received these boots from him last Wednesday week. So he said that how is that possible? Only last Wednesday I had received these boots from him. How is it possible that he died? He said, poor old man starved himself. Slow starvation, the doctor called it. So the man said that that man had starved himself. He was not eating anything. He died because of starvation. You see, he went to work in such a way. We would keep the shop on, wouldn't have a soul touch his boots except himself. He would keep his shop on all day. He used to work day and night, and he did not let anybody touch his shoes. When he got an order, it took him such a time. People won't wait. He lost everybody. And there he would sit, going on, and slowly he started losing his customers. Why? Because he took a lot of time to make those boots, and people would not wait for such a long time to get the shoes. I will say that for him, not a man in London made a better boot. But look at the competition. He never advertised, would have the best leather too, and do it all himself. Well, there it is. What could you expect with his ideas? So like I said, he did not like anybody touching his shoes. He did not take help from anyone. Yes, he made the best quality boots. He had the best leather. He had the expertise. He had the art. He was very passionate. But he could not survive in the competition. Why? Because he never advertised. He never used any wrong means. So the man who was there at the counter said that what would you expect from his ideas? This world where there is competition everywhere, everybody wants to earn money. Everybody wants to get rich. How can you expect such a loyal, honest person, a shoemaker who can almost be called an artist, to survive in this competition? It was almost impossible. But starvation? That may be a bit flowery, as the saying is, but I know myself. He was sitting over his own boots day and night, to the very last, you see. I used to watch him. Never gave himself time to eat. Never had a penny in the house. All went in rent and leather. How he lived so long, I don't know. He regularly let his fire go out. He was a character. But he made good boots. Yes, I said, he made good boots. So he said that, okay, I understand all of this. That he could not survive the competition. He was loyal, he was honest, he was hardworking. But how is it possible that he died of starvation? So the Englishman said that what else would happen? He would work day and night, he would not eat anything, he would not sleep, he would not go anywhere, he did not have enough money. and whatever little money he had went for the rent of the shop and for the leather for the boots. So there was no money at all. He did not have anything, he was very poor. And on top of that, he was constantly working and working and working. But the man said that there is one thing for sure, that nobody in the whole of London can make such good quality shoes. He was a perfect artist, the best shoemaker that London has ever seen. So to this, the author had to perfectly agree that yes, there was nobody in London who made such good quality shoes. So over here, children, what do we see? We see that this person, Mr. Chesler, he was so passionate about his art, about making shoes. He was not interested in anything. He did not do anything at all. All he wanted to do was make boots, good quality boots. We learned his story about passion, about art. And now I want you people to think that, do you think Mr. Chesler was an artist, or was he just an ordinary shoemaker? What do you think about it? Now read the chapter properly, think about it, and let me know in the class what your ideas are about being a shoemaker or being an artist. Now I will see you later. Till then, bye bye.